All right, so Bad Robot has signed a deal with Warner Brothers. The J.J. Abrams production company is now going to be working in tangent with Warner Brothers after Warner Brothers paid a ridiculous sum of money to J.J. Abrams. And no one quite knows what movies he's going to be working on, but everybody's assuming it's going to be the DC universe of films. And more than likely, he's going to be working on the next Justice League film, which will probably be a soft reboot of the cinematic universe. And technically, it's all kind of speculation. We can assume that's what J.J. Abrams is working on, but they could really be working on anything, any kind of movie, because he has a very good production company that's been making a lot of good films in the past decade, so they really could be working on anything. But once again, I don't think WB knows what they're doing at all. It's almost like they completely forgot that, having one director make an entire cinematic universe didn't work out, the last time they tried it. And now they're going to do it again with J.J. Abrams. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And it doesn't seem like they're learning their lessons. Because the clear route that they should go is just making films with great directors. Like what they're doing with the Joker movie and what they're doing with the Matt Reeves Batman film. That's the route they should be going. Just making as many good films with as many good directors as possible. And just saying, fuck the whole cinematic universe. I mean, it would be a better route just to make good films with good directors and just have it slightly connected, like little threads of connection that run through these films, but not have the films rely on one another. Just worry about making a good film one at a time. And with the signing of J.J. Abrams and his production company, we can only guess that they're going to go back to doing what they tried to do with Zack Snyder. And they're going to let J.J. Abrams make a couple films that tie together real well. And then when the audience reaction's not what they want, they'll completely meddle and fuck with J.J. Abrams' third film, and then they'll reset everything again. At least that's how I see it all working, because J.J. Abrams has not been the greatest director of all time. It seems like most projects he works on, they start out great, and then they kind of just fizzle out. Like the Star Trek movies, like we got some really good films out of that, but then the last one was kind of like meh, And with the Lost TV series, it was great up until the ending. It just doesn't feel like J.J. Abrams is cut out to make a whole cinematic universe. And the second he gets criticism, Warner Brothers will change everything, because we already see that they have a track record of that. But all that being said, I kind of like J.J. Abrams as a director. His film Super 8 is one of my favorites. Kind of like Stranger Things before Stranger Things. His Star Trek films I really enjoyed. Except for the last one, I think it was Beyond. That one was kind of like average. But he does have potential. He's not the worst director of all time, but he's not the best either. And they might have overpaid for him, but it doesn't really matter how much Warner Brothers invested in the Bad Robot Company, because the second things don't go exactly how they want, they will change everything and get rid of J.J. Abrams and get somebody else. They don't care how much they invest in these films, right? Because with Zack Snyder, they invested over $1 billion. In Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League. It was over $1 billion they invested in all those films. And they just totally cut Zack Snyder loose. And they totally scrapped the cinematic universe for the most part. And they're totally willing to restart again. Or do some kind of soft reboot that keeps like Wonder Woman and Aquaman, but gives us a new Superman and Batman. Warner Brothers is willing to do that, so it's tough to put much faith into J.J. Abrams. Whether you like him or not, some people really don't like him. Some people like him a lot. I'm more in the middle. I think he has good potential. He's made some films that I like. But do I think he's going to do better than Zack Snyder? No, not really. And he's probably going to run into the same problem Zack Snyder did, and that is the studio meddling will be too much. They will start fucking with his films the second they don't get the kind of scores or the audience reaction that they want. And we'll be back to square one. And at this point, I kind of wish they would just stop with the whole cinematic universe thing and just do more films like The Joker, character study films with comic book characters, and just give us really good films with really good directors. And if you want it all to connect, then put little Easter eggs in each film. And that will be your connection. You don't have to make a giant crossover film with a bunch of characters. Just put like a little string that connects everything. All they have to do is say it's in the same universe, and that's it. Like, they don't have to have a crossover movie with all these characters. They could just have a bunch of character study films that just happen to take place in the same universe. And that's the route they could go for their whole interconnected universe thing. But they definitely didn't sign J.J. Abrams for nothing. They didn't give him a giant contract. They didn't buy Bad Robot for nothing. They will be doing something with his production company. And the big franchise Warner Brothers has that they really want to get off the ground is the DC Cinematic Universe. And J.J. Abrams has experience with franchise movies. And this does seem like it's the reason why they brought him on to begin with. Get a film production company like Bad Robot that has history making good films and just give them the DC characters and see what they can do. And hopefully Warner Brothers is a meddle. That's the only thing that's worrying me a lot, is that they're just going to fuck with his movies the second they see something they don't like. And that's going to be the end of it. And then they'll move on to the next director and the next production company. But let's just hope they give J.J. Abrams a chance. I can't see another reason why they bought the Bad Robot production company. And that's it for now. What do y'all think about J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot being signed by Warner Brothers? It's not 100% confirmed that they're going to be working on the DC films, but we can kind of assume that they will be. So what do you think about that? Comment below. Let us know your thoughts. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.
JJ, I've asked you here today because I am dying.
Oh my gosh, George, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do for you?
Actually, there is. As director of the new Star Wars film, I want you to carry out my dying wish.
Name it.
Change the name of Star Wars to Space Adventure Fun Times.
I'm not sure I can do that, George.
JJ, you're the director. Trust me when I say you can literally do anything you want and they can't stop you.